And then we get the card of the visit. The visit card does come out in the second row, along with the King of Wands. King of Wands does come out also with this. And there's probably an element of you having to stand your ground when dealing with this King of Wands and this possible visit. You know, there is a need for you to stand your ground when it comes to this King of Wands and any visit, any visitors from this establishment. Because we do get the Hierophant card in the reverse. So that speaks of some establishment that maybe, even a marriage, I'm thinking. And it's actually like a breakup, because the King of Wands can be an establishment of marriage, and, in many people, in many readers' eyes. And then this confirms the breakup, because we do get the marriage in the reverse. There has been a breakup, probably regarding this Queen of Wands here, because we do get the king and the queen coming out together, because we got the Queen of Wands here doing spell work, probably to keep this King of Wands or to even marry him. That was spell work, because this is a couple here, Queen of Wands and King of Wands, and then the Hierophant. So that tells me that this is actually a marriage. This, they come out in the same suit, and then they come out with this something was established between these two, and it's probably a marriage. And it looks like this marriage, like I said, there's a split in this situation with this King and Queen of Wands. There has been some type of a breakup when it comes to this marriage establishment, because a marriage is also an establishment when dealing with that Hierophant. But it says you may be getting a visit, because we get the visit card from this King of Wands here. And you will need to stand your ground regarding this King of Wands. Whatever grounding that you have affirmed, established. Establish a grounding, because someone doesn't have a temperature. Well, actually, I'm thinking that the situation is dead. That's why there's no temperature. And it says miracles come to those who believe in them. So just keep on believing for your miracle, especially when it comes to this spell work, regarding this establishment. And this probably was just a couple, a married couple that was doing this actual spell work. And you can see that it is a backfired of attempted spell work that they did work on against you. It's a backfire, and it did strip her and probably this King of Wands from their high honor as well. And it's left her and him both out in the cold with no money. No money did come off of this spell work. Some kind of breakup. And I should have just, and it may be an establishment, that did break up. But no, I'm assuming it's a couple, because they came out together. One card and then the next card. They're side by side. This Queen of Wands and this King of Wands are literally side by side in the spread, doing spell work, you know. And it looks like maybe even going through a separation, a breakup, or even a divorce, because the Hierophant and then that marriage card, and then them two coming out as the same suit, a Queen and the King of Wands. That lets me know that was a marriage establishment, that someone established a marriage with this Queen of Wands, is married to this Queen of Wands. And he works with her, he works with her on stuff like spell work, and I guess it was in an attempt to get some type of money. Some money was the motive of that spell work. But that money card came out in the reverse, so they didn't attain that money with that spell work. And then we get in the third row, we get the recognition and reward, and then we get it on top of the Ace of Wand, and also with the gift. So okay, we got the recognition award, then we got the star card. And this Ace of Wands does come out with this lawsuit. So there was no wish fulfillment. Like I said on that backfire of spell work, because we do get the star in the reverse. She comes out in the reverse, speaking of no wish fulfillment. Um, Regarding this recognition and reward, I'm assuming that, this does go both ways with this recognition and reward. It looks like there was no wish fulfillment for fame and recognition when it comes to this brand new passionate beginning that they did. And I'm not sure if this was with the court, because it does speak of a lawsuit. There will be no wish fulfillment. I guess they may have been expecting a gift of recognition and reward. That's what they were expecting. But instead, they ended up landing a lawsuit with this Ace of Wands. And even it landed them into bad health. And the whole community is aware of the health situations of these karmic individuals. And it had something to do with the wrong name given about this actual gift, maybe to attain a gift. Ace of Wands, maybe the Ace of Wands is what's supposed to be the gift. But it does come out in the reverse. The recognition and reward that they were trying to attain was actually some kind of stardom, because we do get the star out here. And money and fame, was one of those driving forces that did cause this spell work. And I'm assuming, this Hierophant, this establishment, maybe they got a visit. Because you did stand your ground. And maybe this visit did put them into bad health because you chose to stand your ground. And that they did get this backfire from this spell work. It did strip them of their honor, and their position, their spiritual ranking. That was certainly stripped from this King and Queen of Wands to attain. They didn't even attain any money off of this spell work. And it looks like the only thing they did attain was a lawsuit and bad health and no wish fulfillment. And the gift that keeps on giving, because that's, probably some kind of a disease. When you get that bad health and a gift, that's, maybe somebody wants to bring an Ace of Wands so that you can have the gift that keeps on giving. That's what that tells me. And that's not a wish fulfillment. That gift that keeps on giving is not a wish fulfillment. So I'm sure you could use your imagination, to complete that message in that third row. This Ace of Wands is in bad health, and it won't be no wish fulfillment. If you engage with this type of visit. that you may be attaining, because they're still doing black magic, to try to attain this money, because they didn't get any money. Instead they got stripped of their honor, stripped from high honor, down to whatever position comes from that. It's a deterioration, of the divine, and you can climb up and you can also drop right back down when it comes to the spiritual elevations, and spiritual ranking. You have to go up and down this situation. So someone got stripped of their ranking, just from doing this spell work and the backfire of it. And instead they got this gift that keeps on giving, you know. That's exactly what the gift is. And it doesn't have anyone give anyone any wish fulfillment. And they did do this, for recognition, fame, recognition and reward. And then in our fourth row, we next get the universe card, the heavens, God, the creator, along with this marriage card, which does confirm that Queen and King of Wands are married, a married couple. And we also get the Five of Pentacles again, which does speak of, well, not again, because this is the first time that I've seen it. But it does, leave somebody feeling out in the cold. Whatever gift that they got that keeps on giving. And this marriage even leaves them out in the cold, They feel left out in the cold from this marriage. They feel left out in the cold from this Empress, because she also shows up in that fourth row, the very first card in that fourth row. And they feel out in the cold from this marriage because, like I said, it did break up here in this earlier in the read. It was a split, a breakup. And they feel out in the cold from this privileged lady that does show up in that fourth row. Who may be rich as fuck. A privileged lady who, is showing up as rich as fuck and coming out as the Empress. So that's like several, blessings upon blessings. When you got the rich as fuck card and the Empress, someone feels left out in the cold from this Empress and from God and the universe. They feel like maybe God and the universe, has not looked upon them, out in the cold. I don't know what else you could think of, type of wording, vocabulary for that. But it is due to this backfire, from this spell work. This is the key component. It was on this first row. It's very important card, in this read here is this backfire on this Queen of Wands and this King of Wands. And it's through this whole entire marriage. This backfire has even reduced, it's affected their whole entire establishment, even down to their marriage, and their relationship is in the reverse due to that spell work. And I'll show you this marriage card. It did come out in the reverse, which speaks of some kind of a split. And sometimes, that marriage doesn't have to be between a traditional two people. It just can be, like I said, married to the game. Like this establishment is a part of this game that I'm talking about. But definitely not because they both come out together. King of Wands, and then the Queen of Wands, and then this spell work, and then that money card, that no money card. They didn't attain anything, maybe except for a doctor visit, I saw that visit like, oh, you may be getting a visit, but no, this is a doctor visit, because this person here with this Ace of Wands individual, this king is the one that's carrying this ace. But this ace, this wand, that he carries, it's in bad health. And it doesn't deliver any wish fulfillment due to that, you know. And also, on another flip side of that, the wish fulfillment that they was looking for in court, you know, has left them in bad health, because we get that lawsuit card coming out with that message. It was the gift that, they were looking for, that recognition and reward, that fame, because that star card comes out in the reverse. There was no wish fulfillment with that. Instead of getting the recognition and reward, they got bad health, a backfire, feeling left out in the cold, and no money. And then in our fourth row, we did this row because this guy was feeling left out in the cold from this empress. And this universe is going to make this empress, he's going to bring her into a marriage, an upright marriage. This ain't going to be that breakup and spell work and wands and all that stuff. It's going to be making you the privileged lady. The universe has stepped in on this situation. And I also recognized that there was a 777 on this. That's a jackpot. We got 777. We got 3 sevens on this spread here, which is the 7 of Wands, the 7 in this Triumph card right here, got a 7 on it. And then there was another 7. Where did it go? Let me find this other 7 here, because that sure told me. I was like, a jackpot. I sure could use a jackpot. I'm sure everyone could. We all would love to hit that lottery jackpot. But there was a 777 on this spread right here that I did notice at the very beginning of the pre-shuffle. And I always notice them 7s when they come out like that. But I've seen 2 of them so far, and I'm looking for the 3rd one. It must be over here. No, that's the 9. Where's that other 7 at? It must be tucked up under one of these rows here. That's a 3. Let me find this other 7. It's not in that row. But that Ace of Wands got bad health. That's the row that came out. 7, 7. I think it's over here. 5 with the Hierophant. Oh, I found it. I found that 3rd 7. It's a jackpot. We got 3 7s here. We got 7 with the Triumph, 7 with the Stand Your Ground, and 7 with the Backfire. And that is a jackpot. And this is coming down from the universe, this jackpot. This is a gift. The universe has a gift for you. And it ain't this Ace of Wands. This is going to be a wish fulfillment type of gift that the universe is bringing upon you. And this gift is going to even, you will be victorious in this situation, because we got the Triumph card coming out as one of those 7s. 7, 7, 7, 7, jackpot. And that gift coming from the universe has smiled upon this Empress here. And this Empress was even left out in the cold. Probably because of this marriage, and this privileged lady. Because I don't see, I can't see myself as a privileged lady, but if the universe says it, I'll accept it. You see, because all of them come out in the same row. The universe, he saw that you were left out in the cold, and that you had the door shut on you, and that you was an empress when it comes down to this marriage, Maybe he's going to send you, like I said, send you in a strong one, a real one. Ah, like they say on the balloon pop, you know, I'm looking for a real one. And then in our fifth row, we do come out with the merriment card in the reverse, which also kind of speaks of a marriage also. And then we get this officer coming out in the fifth row as well. That was a bonus card. It came out with that merriment. And this officer is probably going to bring you, or he's not, married. I wonder what the opposite of merriment is. Probably like a divorce or some kind of thing. And then we got the moon. There's a secret on the deck here today. The moon comes out in the upright, which means that maybe this merriment is a secret. Oh, this is the secret, the backfire. We get this black magic card coming out in the reverse along with this Nine of Wands. You've been protected from this black magic because it did backfire twice in this spread. This spread is speaking loud today. I got a couple showing up in one row, then the next row, and then a breakup. And then, oh my gosh, it just, if I could get this vocabulary to line up with the way these cards are coming out in their, you know, because we do get this official person also with this officer. Where did this officer go? Oh, he's over here, right here. Something's up with this officer, of this official person and this officer. It's probably gonna give you a solid offer. The sweeter the perfume, the more oh, I don't know. That's not a solid offer because it did come out in the reverse. This offer is not solid for this merriment offer, and regarding all these secrets and this black magic backfiring and this official person. It may not be a solid offer, you know, and I sure hate to see that because he's looking like he's here to help. I thought he was here to help the situation, but there is no solid offer and there is no merriment, you know, when it comes to these secrets and this black magic backfire, you know. The secret is that this magic backfired. Somebody wants to keep that a secret, that the magic backfired on them, you know, because that came out in the first row, and then we get a black magic backfire in the very last row. And the reason, you know, that this is a secret, I guess the secret, the backfire, like I said, it had to be kept a secret. This backfire is being kept a secret. This marriage is being kept a secret. This privileged lady is being kept a secret. Them being out in the cold is being kept a secret. And this Empress is the privileged lady because, like I said, we got the jackpot up here. We got a jackpot up here, folks. And it comes with a gift from the universe. It looks like it's a gift from the universe. That's what these cards are telling me, that this jackpot will be a very welcomed gift from the universe. And it comes out right with this Empress. It comes out right with this Empress. And this privilege, this gift is going to make you a privileged lady. Because I was thinking to myself, well, dang, I don't feel like no privileged lady. You know, I really don't. And when them bills hit, you sure don't be feeling like no privileged lady. But the universe sees you as an Empress as well as a privileged lady. And he even sent you in a jackpot today which this would be the second time that I've seen this happen in my spread, this 777. It speaks of a jackpot for all of your misfortune with these spells and these secrets and all this crap. This solid offer in the reverse, and that no merriment, which is the best word that I can think of that's in the reverse. There was no merriment dealing with these secrets and this black magic backfiring. There was no wish fulfillment, but you will be receiving a victory in the form of a jackpot and a gift from the universe. And this Queen of Wands, this is what she received, an empty nut. And she did come out as the tempter or temptress, as she receives an empty nut for her backfire. It's a part of her backfire. Empty, no wish fulfillment.